Hello, welcome to Violet Shadow Tarot. Today we are going to be doing a general reading. If you were drawn to this reading from the title, that means that there are messages that could resonate in here for you. First, I'm going to start out with pulling 3 different cards to represent the recent past, the current energies, and then the possible future energies, and then we're going to look at the overall with a 4th card that we draw. So let's first look at the recent past. The Chariot. And then we have the current energies, the Emperor in reverse. All right, let's pull for the future energies, please. And yes, but it is upside down. Okay. So we have our 3 cards for each column. What about the overall? Can you give me a general overall message from the reading? What is the overall energy? Too many. Overall. The 7 of Swords. Let me see if there's more than one. Okay. So before we go further, let's look at kind of what this is telling us. So for the overall, we have the 7 of Swords. Which is known as the Thief card. In this particular deck, this is the Goliath Tarot deck, an absolutely gorgeous deck. It's a shadow deck. The imagery is beautiful and it kind of gets you thinking. Highly recommend this. It's one of my favorites. But in this particular deck, we have a snake that is stealing the eggs from a nest, the Thief card. So the overall feeling is of lack and distrust and having something taken away from you or the fears around this. So in the recent past, we have the Chariot card. And in the current energy, we have the Emperor in reverse, and then in the future, we have the Yes card, which is an additional card in this deck, but it is in reverse. So there's a situation. We'll go more into this. I'll start pulling some more cards for each row, but there's a situation that has made you want to, I'm getting escape. Something has made you feel very uneasy, very like something that you want to get away from. With the current energy of the Emperor in reverse, this could talk about, the Emperor in reverse can talk about like the misuse of power, of a controlling individual, narcissistic tendencies. So we need to look into this more, like for sure. And then future kind of tells me there's confusion. And I think that this entire, so what we have right here in the spread, there's a lack of trust. There is something that is going on, and there's a lack of trust, a lack of confidence, a lack of the feeling that you have control. Um, so let's kind of dive into this more. So first I would like to let's look at the Seven of Swords. Can we get some more clarifiers for the Seven of Swords in the overall energy of the reading? Clarifiers for the Seven of Swords. Clarifiers for the Seven of Swords. The Ace of Wands. The Four of Wands. Too many. All right, let's see what this is. And then the Queen of Wands. Okay, so lots of wands here, first all. So when it comes to the overall situation, what I'm feeling is there was a definite imbalance or situation that you did not have faith or trust in, something that made you question. And obviously what you're looking for is to be able to stand more in power or have more power because you feel like there is a lack of something. You're missing something and it is causing an imbalance, but you want to gain back the balance and the power within yourself that you feel is not there for whatever the situation might be. I'm actually going to pull, let me put this deck in front. I have a deck this is like a personal deck that I've made that I'm going to use to try to get some more keywords. It's quite large, so I can't put the entire deck in my hands. Can we get some keywords? More about the situation. Get back up. Keywords. What else can we look at here for the overall movement? That fell, so let me grab this really quick. Okay. And let me try to see if this deck wants to talk from this half too. So for the overall feeling, this overall energy for this reading. By a thread. Okay. So again, this is kind of reiterating the message that we were getting about feeling like your power or stability or the unity, whatever might be going on, you feel like you can't, like it's not a very good situation, and you aren't being able to be like in a place of stable balance, and it's because of what is going on around you. And you don't feel, because the get back up card came out in reverse, it's like you felt like you had to get away. The fleeing kind of a response is what was triggered by whatever is going on, and you don't feel like this is a stable situation, and like that it could all fall down or something bad could really happen. Like it's definitely something that does not have a positive, to you, doesn't have a positive feeling or outcome. So you want to kind of run away from that. And this is that energy of in the past you've seen it, now you're still dealing with it, and then there's an unknown. There's an unknown in the future. So let's continue to look, and I would like to clarify more about the recent past, the Chariot. Can we clarify this Chariot card? Chariot. So we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And then one more card for the Chariot, please. Recent past. Ooh. Too many. Too many. This deck is like, there's a lot to say about this. So maybe you haven't been able to speak about it, or maybe this is something that's like ruminating, that it's really affected you greatly. So then, how many do we have here? We have 3. That's still too many. Can I just have... We don't have room. These cards are very large, so we don't have room on the deck. Can we get just one more card? One more card for the past energies. Still too many. The 3 of Wands in reverse. I'm remembering what cards are showing themselves, but... One more for the past. The Wheel of Fortune. The Page of Swords. The King of Swords. Okay, so we are going to take this because this does still kind of feed into everything that we've been saying. So the Page of Swords, the King of Swords. So with the 5 of Pentacles here reverse, I do feel, again, like this is reiterating the loss. Like you feel like this situation, this individual, whatever this is, you're actually losing. You're going to lose. It's going to cause you some sort of strife if you don't run away from it. And you want to move away from the energy, the situation, whatever it might be. It's making you really uncomfortable, and it's making you in your head, like you're seeking to be able to get out of this sort of, when it's this far in your head, like it is affecting not only like wands or like spirit and movement, and it's affecting both your fire and your air. So like your communication, and like your thoughts. And so this does look like it's taken up a very, very large amount of like your time and your function, and just like what you kind of like ruminate and think about. There's a very large piece of this in your head that just won't go away, that it just keeps repeating, and you want to get away from that. You want to be able to be like more balanced and free is what I'm getting. So for the energy that we have right now, can we get clarifiers for the Emperor that is in reverse for this current energy, please? Current energy, please. Okay. Let's see what fell. That doesn't want to show it. So we have the 7 of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and then the Shadow Self. Okay, so this looks like, let me switch this around so that these cards can be shown. Okay, so one of these cards is another edition that this deck has. It's called the Shadow Self, the Dark Inner Swamp. Let me show you this card. This picture is of something that you don't know, you can't really identify, but you see that there's something within this tree in the shadows. This card came out in reverse. So, current situation with the Emperor in reverse, you may in fact be dealing with somebody who is living out of their shadow or causing strife within you, your situation, your own life, and you feel you're in your body, and your body is supposed to make you want to flee from these things. You feel that instinct to get away from it. So the situation, the individual, you kind of see, you feel like there's no way that you on your own can kind of get through this or get to this person, which if somebody is living out of a shadow and are too far down there, you won't be able to get to that person. Everything is within that they need to be doing. With the Seven of Pentacles here and the Four of Swords in reverse, this looks like unhealed shadow, sort of all of this. Like if you have the Emperor in reverse, that can talk about narcissism and being within the shadow, which a lot of narcissistic traits end up like coming out when someone lives out of their shadow, not healing the shadow, the things that cause that sort of behavior, that could be from childhood, that could be from like adulthood, like it's like not working on that. And this could be your energy, but I don't think, I'm not picking it up as your energy. I'm picking it up as like, this is the energy that you're around. Like you kind of got this feeling that this was happening, like there was something really off, and like now it's like you have confirmed that there's something very off and you don't think that you can really make a difference, and it's really causing a lot of negativity for you and taking up too much of your time, and it's affecting every part of your life. So it's like you're picking up on everything, and you see that there's really no good way, or there's nothing that you can do to kind of further yourself and this person or what have you along. So let's pull, which tells me like your body is doing what it's supposed to be doing and you're listening to it, but it's still causing you strife because you don't understand. Like it's taking you a while to sit there and really look into it and like understand something, that there is more than what you can see. I'll go ahead and say that. There's more than what you can see, because this person, if this is a person, which I am definitely getting that it's more of an individual than a like situation. It's an individual that's caused a situation. This person is unaware of themselves too. So when you have somebody that's unaware, like if they're someone who lies to themselves and to be able to function and holds things back, there's a lot within them that they can't see that you can start picking up on patterns for, but some things you'll never know if it has to do with like things that they have repressed and they're not going to be willing to be truthful about because they're not willing to look at it themselves because they're too scared. So let's look. Can we get clarifying cards for the possible future outcome? Clarifying this yes in reverse. Possible future energies, please. Future energies, please. Future energies, please. What are we doing? This one wants to come. The King of Cups. Okay. So, bottom of the deck. The Magician. Okay. So, what we had to clarify this Yes in Reverse card is the Ten of Cups upright, and then the King of Cups in reverse, which I don't believe that this whole card is going to end up being in the frame, but I still want you to be able to see what the card is called. So the Ten of Cups in reverse is, from all of these past cards, it's what this is telling me is basically you figuring out that your stability and your fulfillment and your balance and like your wish fulfillment sort of hopes and whatnot, you kind of don't have the ground to stand on when dealing with this sort of thing, which you're already figuring out. This is just clarification for like, no, this is not going to bring you, as long as things are operating in this way, this is not going to bring you balance and fulfillment and happiness, and it will continue to drain you if you're dealing with somebody who is like a King of Cups, who is emotionally stunted and not developed properly, so you see these shadow aspects within them. So this is kind of clarification of what you've already been able to see from identifying something is not right, listening to that, having that reaction, the fleet sort of reaction, or like this, you know, it feels icky. This doesn't feel right, but still trying to kind of figure out what's going on because it's a confusing thing to deal with. And then feeling, you know, that you really have kind of figured some of it out, at least enough to kind of get a bigger picture of what's going on. And, you know, you in the future, if you just continue to, without having the other individual really truly do work and look into themselves and be aware, it's not going to go into your favor, as it hasn't looked like it's already gone. So it doesn't look like it's going to get any more positive going the way that this is going. So let me pull, I'm actually going to pull a couple of these from my personal deck for like future energy. Can we just get some more clarifiers for the future? And then I'm going to pull some advice. Future pattern, let it be. Okay. So this, again, it's a very repetitive kind of a thing, so sorry to repeat myself over and over, but it's just clarification and for us in confirmation that these are patterns that you have no control over because it's all within somebody else, and you're not going to be able to, you can try and help all that you want, or you can try to figure things out and try to talk sense into somebody. But if this is truly how they operate, this is all within them, and it does not have to do with you. And, you know, you'll end up draining yourself trying to, and possibly losing a lot. Like your fears here, you have those fears for a reason when you're dealing with something like this, because it is kind of like a loss for you dealing with somebody who weighs so heavily and can't hold their own weight, and like you end up having to do their emotion, like their thinking, and it ends up being a really toxic situation because you're not supposed to have to hold somebody and carry somebody through something, and then these individuals really can't return because they don't have the capacity to return in that way because they don't know how. So it looks like you've identified these things, though, and so I don't think that this is going to be something that's news to you. I think that this is just going to be confirmation, kind of, that your feelings are definitely valid. And yeah, on the bottom of the deck, we have the Magician, and then the Moon in reverse, which is subconscious, could be subconscious as an unknown, and like the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So truly looking within yourself too, to kind of, like, if you do really have the, and I feel like you kind of did, but you've noticed the inconsistency within this person's situation, and you wanted to try to to help. Like, you didn't just want to like run for good, but you had the like red flag intuition of, ooh, I this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel good. With the Magician, the Moon in reverse, and the Four of Pentacles, it's kind of like saying, like, don't hold on to something that is kind of destined to not, it's not going to work properly now, but look within yourself and see, like, if you're feeling bad about the situation, like you feel bad because you can't fix it, just know that that's something that is not your fault. Whenever you're dealing with somebody else, this is, you have no control over if somebody needs help, or if somebody isn't functioning and isn't listening, and doesn't truly want to change, like doesn't see their own patterns are really, really toxic and affecting you. There's nothing you can do unless they really want to change. And it takes a very long time if somebody does end up wanting to come through and come out of this. Such a long time for them to fix all of the patterns that they've learned throughout their life, and like really change everything about how they function and learn to function properly to begin with. So your body's doing, like, you are doing what you're supposed to be doing in this situation. Your intuition has flared up, and it's definitely showing you what you need to see. It's making you feel the things that you need to feel. So it's a rough situation, but I really think that again, I think that you already kind of knew all of these things, and that I am just here to give the message to you for a confirmation so that you can feel more validated and less questioning yourself, to kind of get a little bit of a bigger picture from outside. So confirmation for what you've been thinking and feeling and seeing. So love to you if this is what you're going through. You're doing, you've seen, and you're doing good to be thinking and kind of moving along this journey, and you're on the path that you should be on. You're already starting to see all of these things and know. So that is wonderful. But love to you, because it's not an easy thing. That's where we're going to leave it here. As far as these cards, I will pull a couple of charms to see if we can get anything that could resonate for you, or any further messages. So let us pull. These may not resonate, but they might. So we have an elephant charm. we have a love, like a heart charm with a male and a female individual, which kind of reiterates that this was about like a relationship, it looks like, of some sort. And we have a butterfly, wisdom, transformation. Okay, we have a flower. And then we have a moon and a 5-point star. So that is that. And I'm actually going to pull a rune too. I'm kind of wanting to see what will come out for rune. Okay. All right. So you have the rune of like generosity and giving and friendship. Gebu is the what the actual rune is called, but I do feel like that message of like don't be so hard on yourself if if you have the tendency to want to help and really try to fix things, don't be so hard on yourself. That is such a brilliant and beautiful way of wanting to help and being selfless, but this is something that is kind of out of your hands and you're not going to be able to help. And you want balance and you're going to end up getting it. Has affected you, and you're probably going to, you've got some healing to do from having to deal with these sorts of things and filling your own cups up after dealing with this. But it's beautiful that you want to help. That's great. And I really do think that you've tried. And you're kind of learning along the way. And you're seeing some things, and you have a strong will and a strong heart. And I think that you're seeing that you might not feel like you've done enough, but you've done what you can. So that's beautiful, and don't be too hard on yourself about not being able to help something, because it's a situation that's just not fixable. So that was your reading. Again, so much love to you and comfort going your way from me, just so that you know. If this reading does resonate with you, please let me know. Comment, like, share, subscribe, just so that I know that the message, because this is a very direct message, the messages that are meant to find you are finding you. That's why I'm here, and that's why I want to be able to do this and share these things with you. So let me know if it did resonate, and I do hope that I see you soon. I hope that you have a blessed day.